Good evening, everyone. Laurel TV is ready, so we will go ahead and get started. I'd like to call the work session of February 7th to order. Our first agenda item is a fleet acquisition of a 2024 M2 Freightliner 25-yard rear loader refuse truck. Department of Public Works, Thomas Helms, you have the floor.
Thank you. Good evening, Mayor Sidnor, Council President James Kole, and Laurel City Council members. The Department of Public Works is requesting approval of the purchase of a 2024 M2 Freightliner refuse truck. The department solicited quotes through Grand Turk of Baltimore and Mid-Atlantic Waste Systems of Easton. Of the two vendors contacted, Mid-Atlantic Waste System was the sole vendor that returned a quote for the specialized equipment. The accepted quote is from Mid-Atlantic Waste Systems of Easton, Maryland, who has a Sourcewell contract 091219 THC. Based on the fleet replacement schedule, the following equipment will be replaced. Vehicle 22, a 2009 refuse truck, will be replaced with the new 2024 M2 Freightliner refuse truck. Vehicle 22 will be sold at auction. Funding is available through the adopted FY24 CIP fleet replacement project. The cost for this equipment is $267,658.88. It is recommended that the purchase of this equipment be made from Mid-Atlantic Waste Systems of Easton, Maryland, for a total cost of $267,658.88.
Thank you very much. Are there any questions or comments from the council?
Just one question, please, for Tommy.
Go ahead, Councilman.
What is when you said you're going to auction off that old truck? What do you consider to be the value that you might get for that?
The value all depends on like the mileage, the hours put on the vehicle, and the condition of it. So a lot of factors go into that. So we'll have to see that when
you don't have a rough estimate of that or anything like that?
As of not right now, because it does take a while to build a trash truck. So by the time we get it, the vehicle could be in a totally different condition.
I got you. Okay, thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Any other questions from the council? With no further questions, this agenda item will be placed on the February 12th Mayor and City Council meeting at 6 p.m. Agenda item number 3 is also Public Works for a bid recommendation for engineering and design award for 4th Street and 5th Street renovations. Again, Tommy Helms, you have the floor.
Thank you. This is to request approval for the design, surveying, bid packet preparation, and administrative services to prepare plans and specifications for the milling, bituminous overlay, repairs to concrete sidewalks, curb and gutter, and other items necessary to ensure safe travel for pedestrians and vehicles. The work shall include 4th Street from Main Street to Gorman Avenue and 5th Street from Main Street to Montgomery Street. The intersection of Prince George's Street with 5th Street extending 65 feet onto Prince George Street. This is an ongoing project by the City of Laurel Department of Public Works, repairing streets, sidewalks, curb and gutter, and ensuring safe access for pedestrians and vehicles in the city right-of-way. The work will be performed by KCI Technologies Incorporated, who are the only one of the city's on-call engineering, who are one of the on-city on-call engineering firms. It is recommended that the Mayor and City Council of Laurel approve this purchase from KCI Technologies Incorporated for a total of $65,665.00. The work is tentatively scheduled to be completed and bid in the month of April 2024.
Thank you. I'll entertain questions from the council.
Just one question that I have. Do we regularly communicate the renovations for the streets and upgrades that we do to the public, just so they're aware that we are actively working on these items?
Yes, that's correct. So we do go around and deliver letters to all the residents that we think are going to be affected by the construction and notify them of what's going on.
Thank you.
Tommy, I have a question for you. This is just for the street. This does not concern any of the sidewalks on Fourth or Fifth.
Okay,
Is that correct?
I'm sorry, can you say that again?
This is just for the pavement. This does not take into account any of the sidewalks, or sidewalks part of this project as well.
Yes, we're gonna be doing repairs to the sidewalks, curb and gutters, everything.
Thank you. Other questions from the council? Hearing none, this item will be placed on the mayor and city council meeting scheduled for February 12th at 6.
Councilman Cole, could I ask him one more question? I just thought about it.
Sure, go ahead, Councilman.
Tommy, I know on Fifth Street, I'm not sure about Fourth Street, it might be the same. There's a lot of telephone poles that are in the middle of these sidewalks and stuff. And I know that's not ADA acceptable, not having it, not being able to go traverse through that area. Are we gonna, the ones with the telephone poles on them, are you gonna go around them so that it would be accessible to the handicap?
As of right now, when we do repairs like that and there are telephone poles, we do tend to keep it the same because we can't encroach on other people's property. But we do try to come as close as we can to ADA compliance.
Okay, thank you very much.
Thank you, Councilman. Moving on to agenda item number 4, a bid recommendation, sole source purchase for ongoing replacement of street lighting and conversion to 150-watt LED fixtures, Department of Public Works. Tommy Helms, you have the floor.
Thank you. This is to request the sole source purchase approval for the removal of 65 HID pendant light fixtures in the vicinity of Clubhouse Boulevard and Greenview Drive. The 65 fixtures will be replaced with 18 150-watt LED pendants and 47 150-watt LED colonial fixtures total. Mapping of the exact fixtures is in the scope of work attached. This is an ongoing project by the City of Laurel of Public Works, reducing the number of high-pressure sodium and metal halide streetlights in the city, which consume more energy and may last 2 to 5 years, with longer-lasting 25-year expected life of 150-watt LED fixtures. The work will be performed by BGE's Division of Outdoor Lighting. BGE is the public utility service provider for gas and electric services for the entire city of Laurel. It is recommended that the mayor and city council of Laurel approve this purchase from BGE and Excelon Company for a total of $49,111 for improvement of energy savings and sustainability at these locations. Funding for this project is approved through the adopted FY24 Capital Improvement Program Street Lighting Project.
Thank you very much. I'll entertain questions or comments from the council.
I have one question, Mr.
Go ahead,
President.
Councilman Mills.
First of all, I'd like to say thank you all for the kind cards and for the passing of my mom, the flowers and everything. And back to my question, are these lights, are these the same type of bulbs that are out on the road that are turning purple? I am a Raven fan, but we don't like the purple lights though.
No, so that was a defect in the manufacturer for BGE. So we will not be getting any more purple light. And those are currently being replaced, but there are quite a few in the boundaries of BGE. So yes, they will not be purple.
Okay. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Other questions or comments from the council?
I have a question. Have we received any data on how much energy overall and how much money will be saved from us replacing these streetlights with this project, or is that something that we can receive?
Yes, I don't have a specific amount offhand, but I can get you that. But we have seen a significant decrease in utility bills and maintenance.
Thank you. Yes, I would love it if we could just communicate that to the public, just to show them how we are working to become more sustainable in the meetings that we've had, and just to communicate, how much of a difference it makes. Thank you so much.
Of course. Thank you.
Mr. President, sorry, one more question for
Go ahead,
Tom.
Councilman Mills.
S- Also mentioning sustainability. Is there a way to perhaps make these lights, like all the lights, have that solar panel, so that they can be, because right now they're wired in, correct?
That is correct.
Into a system. So, just like how we have a solar stoplight, stop signs, but how about coming up with an idea to create these lights to become solar, so that will definitely reduce price and perhaps, allow us to keep revenue in instead of going out.
For your solar question, there are circumstances where we have significant, like, gloomy days. And so the lights will always have to be wired in case of that. So if I don't know if we could propose to BGE to do that. So the poles are their property. We just pay for the utilities.
You can come up with that idea, because I mean, that's, just as you have hybrid cars, you can perhaps have these hybrid community lights.
That's something we can look into with BGE.
Thank you.
Thank you, Tommy. Other questions? Hearing none, this item will be placed on the February 12th Mayor and City Council agenda. Agenda item number 5 is ordinance number 2021, an ordinance amending the general operating budget and capital improvement program of the Mayor and City Council of Laurel, Maryland for the fiscal year July 1 through 2023 through June 30th, 2024, and to provide an effective date. Director Saylor, you have the floor.
Thank you, Mr. President. Good evening, Mayor Sidnor and City Council members. Excuse me. The ordinance 2021 is our second amendment to the FY 2024 operating budget and CIP. It begins on page 8 of your meeting package. The first of the changes is on page 9. When the budget is adopted, it's adopted at the department total levels. So you'll see here that there was a transfer between the Department of Communications and the Information Technology Department for $956. Since we're crossing over departments, that's why it shows up here. We needed an additional iPad for an auxiliary social media staff member. So that's the only change this time in the operating budget. So on page 10 of your package, you'll see that there's a net zero effect to the operating budget. It's still at $41,372,404. Moving down on page 10, the bulk of the change is within the capital improvement program. You'll see that we had budgeted to reconstruct Londonderry Court and Fenwick Court. After further review, Mr. Miller, Tim Miller in the Department of Public Works had determined that those are not city-owned streets, and their HOA reconstructed those streets. So now we're proposing to change the budget, obviously, to zero out those 2 streets and provide that funding to Park Avenue between 6th and 8th Streets, Morton Place, Virginia Manor Court, Stanley Place, and 4th Street between from Main Street to Gorman Avenue. Excuse me, for those amounts. There was already some funding in the CIP for 4th Street. We're just adding to it. But there is already enough in the street project to move forward with the engineering that Mr. Helms described earlier tonight. So again, it's a net zero effect to the overall budget. We're just reallocating funds. These streets have been determined by Public Works after inspection and non-destructive pavement evaluation that they need to be done in the very near term. So, Mr. President, that's all I have. I'll entertain any questions.
Thank you, Director Saylor. Questions on the proposed ordinance? Hearing none, this will move to the Mayor and City Council meeting on February 12th for first public hearing. With no further business to come before the Mayor and City Council, this meeting is adjourned.